Hello and welcome to my Xin Zhao jungle guide. I have a lot to talk about, so we're going to get right into things, and I'll explain more about how this guide is unique in a moment. Alright, so for summoner spells, Smite is a necessity for clearing the jungle as Xin Zhao, and for the second summoner spell, either take Flash or Ghost. It's really up to you, whichever one you prefer. I prefer to take Flash because on Xin Zhao both Flash and Ghost can be used offensively to allow him to catch up or land all three of his hits of his Q or something like that, but when it comes to needing a defensive spell like to get out of a bad situation, Flash provides you with more options because you could Flash over walls, you can't Ghost over walls. Alright, so the masteries for Xin Zhao are somewhat flexible in some areas and not so flexible in other areas. So let's start here on the left in offense. You definitely want the 3 points in critical strike and the 1 point in smite. The 4 points in attack speed are better than 4 points in cooldown reduction. Xin Zhao heals the more often he attacks, and it's kind of giving you cooldown reduction in a way because when his W is activated, every attack he makes reduces cooldowns by 1 second, so having more attack speed helps there too. It also helps him clear the jungle faster. And you definitely want the 3 points in armor penetration, especially since most enemies automatically think to build armor when they go up against Xin Zhao, but it gives them more damage throughout the whole game, especially in early game when it's really noticeable. I put 2 points into increased damage to minions because it gives you 4 extra damage to minions, as opposed to putting 2 points into overall attack damage, which would give you 2 increased attack damage, so it would hit against everything, but that little bit of extra attack damage is really only noticeable early game, and since you're going to be spending most of your time in the jungle early game, I put it into increased damage to minions. It's also more efficient. You get 4 extra damage for only 2 points invested. Utility tree, not very much that you can move around here. You can take the point out of reduced time dead and put it in ghost if you're taking ghost. Other than that, I'd leave everything the way it is. You need to increase experience. The gold is like 240 extra gold in a 40-minute game, which is quite a few extra wards you'll be able to provide your team. And the increased buff duration is also very important. You definitely want to keep these 2 points in improved buff duration because this guide capitalizes on the fact that Xin Zhao is a powerful ganker and it allows you to keep your buffs on for as long as possible, and this mastery helps with that. If you want to move stuff around, you can take the 3 points out of magic resist and defense and put them into attack damage and offense. It'll allow you to clear the jungle a little faster, but it's really only noticeable early game. I keep these 3 points in magic resist because I don't start building magic resist until mid game, so this helps me early game, especially when I gank like bursty casters like Annie. And I keep these 3 points in armor because it allows you to end your jungling with a little bit more health, which allows your ganks to be a little more intimidating. Okay, so for runes on Xin Zhao, let's start with reds. I take 6 armor penetration reds because this combined with your quintessences combined with your masteries gives you 26 armor penetration, which is just enough to be dealing true damage to all creeps in the jungle, including dragon, except for Grace, which will have a little armor left over. Then for yellows, you could either take attack speed or armor. I take armor because it allows you to finish the jungle with more health. Attack speed allows you to clear your jungle a little faster, and you may think you'll end up with more health because you'll be healing more, but not as much health as if you took armor, so I take armor yellows. And blues, we take attack speed because there's no better alternative. Some people take magic resist, but you have the magic resist mastery and you will be building magic resist mid game, so there's no need. Attack speed, blues combined with the 3 attack speed reds gives you just barely 11% attack speed, which is pretty noticeable. Allows you to clear the jungle faster and heal more. Okay, so now I'll be showing you the route I use on Xin Zhao while explaining why it's so great. So this is a different route than most Xin Zhao jungles use. It's a very quick route. It's I'm pretty sure only Nocturne has a faster time to level 5 than this. It capitalizes on Xin's strong ganking potential because it allows you to finish the jungle at level 5 with both blue and red buff on still for a while. Especially your red buff on you'll have for a long time, so it'll allow you to gank very hard. And basically it starts with longsword and health pot, which allows you to clear this jungle really fast, faster than starting with vampiric scepter or with pots and cloth armor. You are going to clear wraiths. Well, you're going to smite the big wraith and then go to wolves and then go back to wraiths and then go to golems. This will allow you to use smite the first 2 times. Basically the overall concept with Xin Zhao is that you either clear all 5 of the camps and then back and then go and clear the small 3 camps and then be level 5 and go gank. This guide kind of reverses that. It allows you to start with longsword because you only clear the small 3 camps and then you back and then you go and clear all 5 big camps, and then you're left with both buffs on for a long time, and you don't have to go back. You can go back if you want. You usually do to grab boots, but it still allows you to go back and have the buffs on for even longer when you come back into the game. And it's also faster than any of the other Xin Zhao routes, at least faster to level 5, which is what you want, because early game you can gank okay at level 4, but usually the guides that take you to level 4 and then have you gank with too low health to be any real threat. And if you gank like bottom and they have any CC, they could just CC you and kill you. So what I did is I smited the big wraith and then I moved on to wolves. Use your Q right after you auto attack because it resets the timer. You don't need to use your health potion. You really don't even need to use your health potion at all during this first part of the jungle. But I keep it there in case you're getting counter jungled or in case something goes wrong, especially if you're new. Because I smited the big wraith, it allows me to have smite off cooldown by the time I go down to the golems, which allows me to use smite twice. It deals enough damage that it makes up for the time walking to the wolves. So now we're gonna go take golems. Again, you see I don't even have to use this red potion, the health potion that I have. So just the skilling order for the first 3 levels is going to be Q and then W and then Q again, and then after that you're going to max E because that mana cost doesn't increase but the damage does a lot, and it also provides a more powerful slow. So you will be level 3 after you finish these, and then you go back and you could buy boots if a lane's being if one of their lanes is being really offensive and they're pushing it a lot and you think you'll be able to gank it hard. But otherwise do cloth armor, and you could buy a health pot or 2 if you want. And then now you're going to go and take blue and then take the rest of the jungle, and then after that you'll be level 5 and you'll have both buffs on and you'll be able to gank hard. Taking all these buffs is nice and easy since you're already level 3, and again you want QWE, so use Q right after you auto attack, pop them up in the air, and right after that use W to get Q off of cooldown again. You notice that smite isn't off cooldown here. If you had gone and ganked bottom a little, which you can, I mean you won't have your E, but you still can because you'll be full health pretty much if you went like at the very beginning after clearing the small 3 camps to go gank bottom. Then smite would have been off cooldown by then, and if not, that's fine. You could just use it on wolves or whatever you want. Just always try to keep smite on cooldown. The more often you use it, the better. So this allows you to clear all the creeps nice and fast, and again, like I said, you'll be level 5 with both buffs on and you'll be able to go and gank. Okay, so after you finish clearing these 5 camps, you will go back and buy Madrid's razors and boots, and then you will go look to gank because you'll still have both buffs up for quite a while, so you can gank really hard. If none of the lanes are pushed, or if they're warding a lot so you're not able to get any successful ganks off, which happens quite often in ranked, you're just going to try to rush level 6 and you'll be able to go immediately to wolves after taking the 5 camps because they'll respawn just as you're getting there. Then you can take the small 3 camps again, which will allow you to get to level 6, and then you can gank even harder. They don't even have to be pushed. If they're even just in line with the river, you'll be able to probably get a successful gank off because you'll have your ultimate by then, which does some pretty good AoE damage. Also, if there's still no ganks available after clearing those 3 small camps for a 3rd time, you'll be level 6 and you could go into their jungle and try to take their blue buff, because if their jungler started with blue, it'll be respawning just as you're finishing those 3 small camps for the 3rd time, and you'll be level 6, so you could probably go and take their blue buff. Okay, so let's talk about the build I use on Xin Zhao. So you know what to do up until here when you have Madrid's razors and boots. After that, turn Madrid's into Wriggles, and then turn your boots into level 2 boots, which are almost always Berserker's Greaves, unless they have at least 3 people with strong CC, like Blitzcrank or Alistar. Then I'll take Mercury's Treads, because people do tend to CC Xin Zhao, but usually it's not worth that gold to get Mercury's Treads, especially since attacking faster allows Xin Zhao to clear the jungle faster and also heal more, so Berserker's Greaves are almost always the best option for Xin Zhao. After that, you get Heart of Gold. It'll still be earlier enough in the game for it to be able to stack up upon itself and be noticeable late game, especially since you don't build it into Randuin's Omen until the very, very end game. It's almost always your last item. After that, you're going to get Ruby Crystal, and then build Wit's End, and then build that Ruby Crystal into Aegis. This will give you magic resist, a lot of magic resist, especially since you have a Wit's End, and it will give your team some extra armor and magic resist. It'll even give you a little bit of armor and damage, which helps. After that, you're going to get Black Cleaver, which will really give you a lot more damage and attack speed and reduce their armor. As I was saying earlier, most enemies automatically build armor when they go up against Xin Zhao. And Wit's End also does some magic damage, so even if they are building armor, you should be able to do even more damage than normal. And once you have Black Cleaver, their armor isn't a problem. After that, you're going to turn your Heart of Gold into Randuin's Omen. And then, if the game is still going, you will sell your Wriggle's Lantern and turn it into Bloodthirster for even more damage and lifesteal. It gives lots of good endgame sustainability. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some footage of me playing Xin Zhao in a normal game. The only real difference here in team composition is that they have a Mumu, which is an actual tank. We don't have a real tank. We have Nasus, who is kind of tanky, but he's also easy to ignore, so I'm forced to adapt and build a Frozen Mallet towards late game to help tank for my team. Other than that, I'm able to do everything I normally would like to do. This is not a level 30 account. This is my new account, which I think is only level 12 at the moment. At least at the moment that I was recording this. So for jungling Xin Zhao on a non-30 account, or at least an account that doesn't have runes or the improved experience mastery, the main difference is that you're not going to be level 3 after clearing these small 3 camps, so you're going to go towards top and leech experience on 1 or 2 minions so that you get level 3, and then you go back, and then when you go to blue buff you'll be level 3 like you normally would be. And it'll allow you to clear it much faster and safer than if you went at level 2. So the main reason I jungle Xin Zhao instead of other assassins with gap closers like Lee Sin or Aurelia is because his jungling is really fast and he stays at very high health during the process. Additionally, he's a good initiator with his ultimate, and he has powerful single target CC and damage. He's able to quickly kill the enemy carries and other squishy people in team fights. Here up top, Nasus and Mundo are just skirmishing back and forth. They're both getting at really low health, and Nasus has a health potion that Mundo doesn't realize he's taking, so Mundo decides to stick around, and Nasus wants me to gank, so I come ready to gank, but Nasus is able to kill him without me, so I didn't really have to go up there. Regardless, it allows me to get level 3, and then I decide to stick around a little longer just to get level 4. And this allows me to go back to base, buy items, and then go to blue buff at level 4 instead of at level 3, which makes my jungling even faster than it normally would, and allows me to stay at higher health because I'm able to kill the buffs quicker. So the overall skill priority on Xin Zhao is going to be, of course, prioritize your R, your ultimate, and then after that your E, and then your W, and then your Q. But you do get Q twice early on. You go Q, W, Q, and then max E, taking R whenever you can. So for first 6 levels it'd be Q, W, Q, E, E, R, then after that E. And yeah, just always get your R whenever you can because it's very powerful. It allows you to deal percentile damage, which is really good in team fights, and it even buffs your armor and magic resist, which makes you a powerful initiator if you have to be the one initiating for your team. Usually you'll have a tank that's able to initiate better than you, but sometimes you do have to be the initiator. Also, when you smite the big Wraith in the very beginning, make sure that whoever is laning middle lane isn't standing too close to the Wraith camp, or they will leech your experience. So right now I'm just trying to jungle as fast as possible so that I don't lose any experience or golds, especially trying to make sure that I don't fall too far behind the solo lanes. I see that top is getting in some fights, but I don't think I'll be able to gank, but then Mundo takes a bunch of damage out of nowhere and I'm able to dash in and slow him, and our Nasus is able to pick up the kill. Then I realized that Amumu's blue buff is probably just respawning because Amumu starts with blue buff, so it would be respawning right about now. I was right, so I'm able to go in and I'm able to take it. Their Mumu doesn't come, so I'm able to take it nice and easily, and now this puts me quite a bit above their Mumu in terms of golden experience. So I'm feeling pretty confident about my jungling capabilities right now. So I'm just going to show some highlights here. Now, right here I came in from behind, I was able to slow their Kayle, and our team gets the kill. Here they're fighting mid, I'm able to tower dive Corki and take a couple hits from the tower, but it's okay, I'm able to pick up another easy kill. And I know when their blue buff is respawning, since I was the one who killed it last, I think that a Mumu might be there, and sure enough I was right, there's no way he's getting away from me. I have red buff, able to take their blue buff again, and so now I'm really far ahead. Their Ryze thinks he could stop me, but I have blue and red buff, he's no match for me. Pick up another easy kill for my team. Well, that's it for this guide. I recommend that you subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date with the videos, and please leave me a comment down below describing what you want to see next. Thank you very much for watching.